Sairam. We pronounce at the lotus feet of Bhagavan. Dear brothers and sisters, we'll have the remaining part of ideas to be shared with you this morning relating to the New Year. Last week, we exchanged a few views on the event New Year. With few others left, we'll be trying to complete them this morning. Next week, Sunday, we'll have the college, university, sports and cultural meet. And we may not be meeting next Sunday, the 11th Jan. And then after, we'll be meeting on 18th, God willing, after grand celebration of Sankranti festival. Therefore, in advance, I convey my Sankranti greetings to all of you, as we will not be meeting next week. I would like to make presentation this morning in the light of few of the statements made by Bhagavan in his New Year's discourse. On that day, he made certain points made very, very clear to us, which I would like to share with you from that background. One point he made it very clear is that God has no name and no form. He added, it is the name given to him. It is the form attributed to him. The name and the form of God are attributed or given. Truly speaking, God is nameless and formless. This is the first statement of Bhagavan Baba on the New Year's Day. Hope you must have got the point. Well then, our questions will be many, many to follow. We'll come to that leisurely. The second point he mentioned was, it is a mistake to think that God is outside. That it is wrong to think that God is present in a temple or a mosque or a synagogue or a church. There is no point in traveling to the pilgrim center, and that God is everywhere. And that God is everywhere is the second point that he made it very, very clear. And the third point, God is not the giver of any boon, bestower of any reward or boon, nor any punishment. He said that he will not bestow, confer, grant any reward or boon, nor would he punish you. He is not a policeman to punish you. This point also he made it clear. My friends, from these points, as I was listening that evening and translating what all he was saying, believe me or not, I was shocked. Because it is all of a sudden a revelation to me in particular, and to know where we stand and how distant are we from the reality. And I am also anxious to share with you some of the interesting points which you would otherwise would not come to know left to yourselves. Why? Because on 31st of December, the last day in the calendar year 2008, Bhagavan gave a discourse exclusively for the alumni or old students of Sri Satya Sai University in the Purnachandra auditorium. With the shutters closed, entry denied to everyone, there is no chance for all of us to come to know what transacted there. Maybe it's God's will that I could infiltrate myself like those that jump from the borders across the country. And we have some use to Swami trying to translate. In so doing, I naturally transmit, transact, pass on what all I heard, natural with me. The fault is not to allow me there. It is the biggest mistake. Having allowed me, Anil Kumar Broadcasting Corporation, ABC, will do its job. You can't help it. Perhaps a journalist may have some limits, but not the humble self in front of you. The contents of the talk that morning are repeated in the evening also. Therefore, the other section, I am trying to cover it up. Swami, towards the close, he said, inviting boys to ask some questions. You come forward with some questions. I'll answer you easily, immediately, he said. The boys were very much encouraged and started asking questions. Seeing Swami's willingness, they were asking again and again. But the time was up. It was already 2 hours that he spent with him. 2 hours with Bhagavan nowadays is not an easy thing. To have a glimpse of Bhagavan nowadays itself is a rare opportunity. To see him passing by our side in his car itself a blessing. Under these circumstances, to be in the divine company for 2 hours is not an easy thing. And he was so kind to have spoken to them. But the questions are limited to 9 or 8 because of the constraints of time. Somebody gives some signal from behind, but you stop now. And boys were very good enough. We have stopped at that time. But Bhagavan willing to continue. So I will share with you some of the questions that boys have put first in the first part of my lecture. Oh, doesn't matter. I don't think that I brought the paper. But yet this has recorded. This has recorded. The first question is this. Bhagavan, being a Sai student, what is expected of me? I repeat, it means this. Swami, I am a student of your university. What do you expect from your student? lucky enough, Swami was quite straight. Questions may be 2 sentences or 3 sentences, but Swami's answers were single sentence answers. Straight. He said, what I expect you is to act according to what I say. You act according to what I say, what I convey. Act according to my teachings. In other words, act according to my message. Live up to my message. Follow my instructions. That's what is expected out of you, out of Sai students. That is the simplest answer. He did not tell them 1, 2, 3 point, 4 point formula, 5 point formula, 9 point formula. There's no point in repeating them. Because they're all old students. They spent in Sai institutions for a considerable period of time. They studied in these institutions for 10 years. What more to tell them? But it is necessary to tell them that they should act according to what they have listened, to have what they heard from Bhagavan. That is the first question. And the second question, this boy seems to be quite intelligent as per his own estimate. Because we are all sailing in the same boat, and I am no exception. Swami speaks of this I. I am so-and-so. I. Everyone uses this single letter I for all purposes of communication and identification. For identification, I say I am so-and-so. But spiritually speaking, this I is same in everyone. Everyone says I. So this I, though individually used, is common to everybody. I, in one sense, is universal. It is individual and also universal. Physically speaking, from the worldly point of view, this I is individual. But from the spiritual dimension, I is universal. So this boy might have thought this universal concept of I-ness has gone into his head. Therefore he has put a question to Swami. Swami, I am present everywhere. How am I to know the truth which is also present everywhere? Truth is everywhere. The principle of truth is all pervasive. And I am everywhere. Immediately, Swami is this. Oh, you are everywhere? No. You are in front of me now. You are not everywhere. You are not everywhere. You are here only. All laughed and laughed. But the boy, quite grown up, a postgraduate and quite intelligent, seems to have been nervous at that moment. Swami, the compassionate Bhagavan, watched his nervousness and immediately said, when you say I, from the position of Satya, the truth, you are present everywhere. But when you use this I from the point of your physical identity, you are here in front of me. From the spiritual dimension of truth, you are present everywhere. Then the boy was happy. Then Swami explained. This I-ness, this I-ness is truth. This I is what you call aham. Is the truth Brahman? I am Brahma, I am God. Truth is God. God is truth. That's what it is. Bhagavan explained nicely. Then everybody seemed to have been satisfied. And third question, Swami, how to attain truth? How to attain truth? Because that evening Bhagavan said, that afternoon to boys also, this is oft-repeated quote. Satyamunandundi sarvam bhusrustinche sarvamunandanage sarva srushti Satyamahimaleni sthalamedi kanugonna Satyamahimaleni sthalamedi kanugonna Shuddha sattvamadiye chudarayya Shuddha sattvamadiye chudarayya. This is the poem composed by Bhagavan, which is an oft-repeated quote. It is out of truth the whole creation has come into existence. The sustenance of the creation is also because of the truth. And the annihilation or withdrawal of the creation also happens finally as it merges into truth. So creation is out of truth, maintenance is because of truth, and finally it gets merged back into truth. That's the meaning of this poem. Having heard this in Bhagavan's discourse, the boy might have been tempted to ask this question. How to attain truth? Swami's answer is this. Truth is not attained. Truth is not achieved. Truth is not to be obtained. Truth is not to be got. It is not manufactured. It is not sold in any market, in any mall. It is not an object. It is not a commodity. Truth is yourself. The true self is truth. What all that makes you speak, what all that makes you hear, what all that makes you think is the truth. You are the truth. God is truth. Truth is God. And live in truth, says Bhagavan. Now Swami, coming to the point, that boy asked how to attain that. Bhagavan said, to know you are the truth, to be in that point of truth, follow the path of truth. That is the only answer. Follow the path of truth, to be in truth, to be truth, as you are truth. You are truth. When you follow the path of truth, you can certainly realize your own truth. That is the answer that Bhagavan has given. Then next question. Boy has asked this question, Swami. Well, sometimes I am angry. Sometimes I'm jealous. Sometimes I am this and that. Jealous, envy, pride. There's a big list. People say that there are 6. That's old regulations. The modern society requires complete revision of the old list. 60, I think, must be at least. Yeah, 60. So how to get rid of this anger, envy, pride, avarice, possessiveness, attachment, lust, greed, hatred, whatnot? There's a very big list. How to get rid of this is the question put by another student. As these questions are relevant, applicable to all of us, I thought of sharing with you, though I never planned it that way. What was Bhagavan's answer? These are not your qualities, first you know. Anger is not your quality. Ego is not your quality. Vengeance, pride are not your qualities. They are the qualities of an animal. The dog goes on barking because of ego. It is the ego that is expressed in the form of anger. Because the dog thinks that street belongs to that. You have no business to enter into my domain. This street is mine. Oh, so what? That's a job. Because I'm the king of this street, you know that? How dare you come? So this kind of possessiveness, ego, anger are the qualities of a dog, not of a man. And this kind of revengefulness, vindictivity, they are not the qualities of a man. They are the qualities of a snake. If you try to do some harm to a snake, you have to pay for it sometime or other. It will be haunting you. It will be waiting for an opportunity to have its own claim. So vindictivity, vengeance, revengefulness are the qualities of a snake, not that of a human being. The cunningness, what all we say, cleverfulness, cunningness, manipulation, maneuvering things, managing, manipulating. These are all special qualities of this age. But according to Swami, they are not human qualities. They are the qualities of a cunning fox. Fox is known for those qualities. Therefore, all the evil qualities that we have are not the human qualities. So what Bhagavan advises is a simple formula. Whenever a quality like that appears in our mind, which often appears, first thing, only thing that we have to do is, as Bhagavan said in the evening discourse also, I am not an animal. I am not an animal. I am a human being. I am man. I am not animal. I am man. I am not animal. I am man. Repeat it again and again, so that this bad quality will run away from you. You will never get victimized to those animal thoughts. You will never be submitted. You will never become a slave to those animal thoughts. Therefore, we have got to remind ourselves that every one of us a human being, not animal, not animal. Just a connection to this point, what Bhagavan said earlier. To say that I am man is not complete truth. No. Say first, I am not animal. Then I am a human being. First half, the second half makes a better half. Makes it a full truth. So to say I am a human being is not full truth. It's only half truth. You should also say I am not animal. So to get rid of the animal qualities, one has to remind one's own self that he is not an animal. That is an answer to that question put by that boy. Then another student has asked another very pertinent question. Bhagavan, we have no time to do any service because we are busy with our own jobs. Particularly with the corporate life, life also has become sufficiently corporate enough. No time to stand and stare, no time to eat and drink, no time to care and share. Run, pressure, tension, struggle, stress, strain is the order of the day. The one who cannot get along with this stress, strain, competition, tension, struggle, strife, will be a dropout, will be a failure, is sure to be unsuccessful. Under these circumstances, Bhagavan, you say that we should do some seva. How can we do it? We don't have time even to eat. We don't have time to spend with our family. How can we do seva? A very genuine question. And our good Bhagavan is in know of our day-to-day life. He knows completely how our day-to-day problems are, how our day is designed, he knows it. So he said smilingly, look here, do to the extent possible. You watch a TV, Swami now and then. Yes, during that time do seva, don't watch TV. You go for a weekend and a holiday. Yes, Swami. That day you go and do some service activity. You entertain guests sometimes, a cocktail party or some kind of party, some sort of socialization. Rarely, Swami, make use of that time for service. He made him commit and advise. And then finally, he found that boy was a little bit embarrassed. And then he said it this way, look here. When you have no time, any time, treat your own job as service. Treat your own job, treat your own duty as service. Because duty is God. Work is worship. Work is worship. Duty is God. This is my interpretation now. I find unfortunately today some people are interested in doing service elsewhere, doing disservice to their profession. Like that they are slack or leisurely or incompetent or inefficient in their work, in their field. But Sunday service, top. Very, no. So when Bhagavan says, consider your own job as service. Do it diligently. Do it sincerely. Determined. Dedicated. As an offering to God. Underline this. As an offering to God, it becomes worship. It gets transformed into sadhana. I add this point to my friends because I am trying to explain further, not limiting myself to what that transacted actually there. For our comprehensive, better, total understanding and explaining, elaborating along those lines. You must have heard of Kabir. Kabir is a weaver, the greatest mystic of our times. When time comes, we shall think of Kabir also. Unfortunately, God has given us only one Sunday per week. How nice if we have 3 Sundays every week, so that I'll be able to talk to you what all I really want to. But the one Sunday that we get once in a week may get cancelled because of some meeting here, some music here. What to do? What to do? All right. It is a feeling so bad about those Sundays that get cancelled for reasons beyond our control. Let us at least make best use of the Sundays that Lord has given us. Perhaps this is His will. Perhaps this is His design. Let me do to the best of my ability. Because I feel so happy in sharing whatever little I know. Because all cannot build temples, all cannot give fabulous amounts of money, share, and all cannot do physical work. And I think God has given me this job to share whatever little I know with my brothers and sisters. This is my sadhana. This is my worship. And this is my meditation. Because when I sit in the name of meditation, all thoughts get into my head with greater speed than before, because I am alone, undisturbed. At least while talking, in articulating, in arranging my thoughts in a sequential manner on the divine, I am concentrated. I am focused. This is my meditation. So I can understand what Bhagavan said earlier, the time. We should be careful with the time. And that time which we have at our disposal may be used for service activities, failing which the very duty itself is God. As an offering to Him, that's what Bhagavan said. Then another question. One boy said, Swami, oh yes, I'm sorry. That Kabir I was elected, I should complete it now, yes. Perhaps age is telling on you, right? Natural. But I will not leave because I continue to teach there in the university. Yes. Now, Kabir is a weaver and the greatest mystic of our times. Greatest mystic of our times. We'll think of Kabir sometime later, when the opportunity comes. Somebody said to Kabir, "Oh Master, Divine Master, we have learned many at your lotus feet. We have gathered pearls of wisdom at your lotus feet. Oh Master, why do you lead a life of poverty? Should you still weave and lead the life of a weaver? You make some clothes, being a weaver, take them to the market, sell them, and earn some money, and carry on your life with that meager amount, earnings. Why, Master? We'll give you money. Don't do that job anymore. We are here. We have learned many things from you." You know what Kabir said? Stop it. Don't say like that. Weaving is a means of livelihood, as you see me doing it. As I am weaving, You think that I am leading the life of a weaver as a means of livelihood for my earning to maintain my family. You are wrong. Weaving is my meditation. Weaving is worship. Making clothes, selling them in the market is my sadhana. When they wear those things, I think God is wearing the clothes that I made for Him. When I sell them in the market, I say Ram, 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 Rahim, Ram, Rahim. I praise God. When I weave, yes, it is my sadhana. That's what Kabir has said. You also must have heard of Sant Tukaram. He was also a man of poverty. Though a great mystic of our times, he never given up his own job. All the saints, some of the mystics, they happen to be weavers, potters, goldsmiths, living a very simple life, ordinary life. But they are all extraordinary. They are all extraordinary because they may be poor, but they are rich in spirit. Therefore, my friends, as per Bhagavan's message, let us do anything, our own job in His name, with His form, then that becomes meditation. That becomes a religion. That becomes a spiritual pursuit or sadhana, as Bhagavan puts it. Then comes next question by another student. Swami, yes. I am staying there in a different country. And there are no Indian families around. And both of us are quite busy because we go for work every day and we have children. How to bring up our children with all my design plan for them to pass on the culture and the tradition of this land, living at a far-off place. How to bring them up was his question. As the student was my student, very close to me, I know him. Unfortunately, I have put a question there by standing by the side of Swami. Sometimes I get into risk like that. You can say half-yearly risks or annual risks, but they are really costly risks. Because I have to stake my life. Yes, it's not ordinary thing. But somehow he is helping me to get out of it. So at my own risk I said, Swami was sitting boldly there. Then I said, where are you staying now? It's an unwarranted question. Where are you staying? Like, because I was quite enthusiastic because I want to see my student in flying colors. That boy said, sir, till recently I stayed in America. Now I am back to India, he said. Swami was listening. Oh, you returned from America? Very good, congratulations. You stay in your own country. Serve your own people. Each one has to serve his own country. Being an American, you serve there in that land, America. Being an Indian, you serve here in this country. So you have done a very good thing by returning. Serve your people. Serve the society where you are born, where you are brought up. And further, Bhagavan added this. It is necessary that children should receive parental care, parental attention. Nothing can substitute it. Mother cannot be substituted. Father can never be substituted. Impossible. Parental care, no substitution. And Bhagavan went on to say, if you teach everybody all over the city or in the town, who are going to teach your children? If you are going to do everything outside, who will attend your domestic duties? If you want to bring up everybody outside, who will bring up your own children? If you just leave them under the care of an ayah, or servant maid, or somebody, a paid servant maid at home, what will happen in future? Baba tells, the child will cry when the servant maid dies and will never cry if mother dies, because the child never met mother before. Mother becomes a foreigner, mother becomes a stranger, mother and father are unknown because child is brought up by some servant maid. So the child cries for the absence of the servant maid, not for the absence of the mother. And further Swami brought to light a very important point, particularly to youngsters of this generation. They should make note of this point. Bringing up children at home is also income. Taking care of your children at home is also a full-time job. Spending time with your children is sufficient salary. Or else, with all the money that you amass, with all the amounts there in the bank accounts, if the children are spoiled, if the children are totally gone out of their care and control, what are you going to do with this money? What are you going to do with this money when your children are spoiled later? Therefore, taking care of children now, bringing them up in the correct direction is a job. It is income. It is a salary. It is a profession sufficient unto itself. That's what Bhagavan said. A very good point. Because we calculate life in terms of money. How much salary you get, how many rupees you get. But we do not know to what extent child is spoiled. How the child is growing. In what company the child is spending. What words that the child pick up from the neighborhood. What thoughts that the child entertains in the company of the other children. In what way the child is growing, you do not know. Therefore, taking care of children is also very important, as Baba said. To make our earnings meaningful, to make all the money deposited purposeful, useful. That's what Baba said. It's a very, very good thing for all the younger generation to know and realize. Then the next question by another student, Swami, how to come close to you? How to be near you? Oh, then Swami said, if you cannot come close to me, you take me close to you. Everybody laughed and clapped, as you are doing now. And Swami explained the statement a little further. What did he say? Take me, meaning install me in your heart. feel me in your heart, experience me in your heart, then you don't have to come to me. You don't have to put a question like this, how to be near you. I am always with you. I am always in you. I am always above you, below you, around you, behind you. So take me with you. This is what Papa said. So to claim to be close to Baba physically is no closeness at all. A personal note here, my friends. Some people delude me like that. They come and say, Anil Kumar, how lucky you are, very close to Baba. I do not know whether to laugh or cry. I do not know how to react. Because as Swami comes there in his car, driver is very close to him. As the Swami starts moving in the wheelchair, security people are close to him. As he starts picking up letters from devotees, that devotee who hands over the letter is very close to him. When he sits there on the dais, listens to bhajans, the singers are very close to him. The boys that play on instruments are very, very close to him. And the pujari, the purohit who gives the harati is very close to him. There at the residence, at the dining table, the one who serves food is very close to him. And others that sit along with him are very close to him. Now tell me, who is close to him, who is not close to him? So if anyone says, you are very close to him, well, I pity myself. And I question myself also, have I given him that opinion? Have I given him unconsciously, unknowingly, that feeling that I am close to him? Did I ever tell him that I am close to him? Did I behave such a way that I am close to him that made him feel so? But now I openly tell my friends, it is foolish to think that one is close to him. Because all are close to him. All are close to him. It is foolish. It is only for functional purpose. Physically some may be close. Mike is close to me now. So also Anil Kumar as a translator. Pujari may be close while giving harati. He won't give harati all the 24 hours, will he? I don't hold on mic like this throughout the day. So each one is close to him. For functional purpose, that's all. That's not the reality. The reality is all are close to him. None can be distant from him. None can be away from him. Why? As Bhagavan was mentioning in the talk, if I tell anybody, I am in search of Anil Kumar, what do you say? I met you 1 hour ago, you are quite fine. Anything happened to you? Anything happened? I cannot search for myself. Do I search for myself? No. Similarly, when God is in you, when I am searching God outside, where is God? Where is God? Oh, I see. Something wrong. At 10 o'clock, psychiatrist will be available. Please consult. Therefore, God being in you, with you always, if you are in search for Him, you are mistaken. Now tell me, when God is with us, in us, is it not a mistake, a fault, an illusion, something wrong fundamentally, when we brand people that they are close to Swami? Is it not a shame on the part for any fellow to think that he is close to Swami? Poor fellow. We have to pray for him, Father, they know not what they do. Forgive them. They know not what they think, forgive them. They know not what they say, forgive them. Oh Father, you are compassionate. Because of our ignorance we are like that. These questions put by students to Swami, he was answering like that, nicely, one after one. Emphasizing the spiritual content as the basis, as an undercurrent. I think about 8 or 7 questions I must have covered already. There are totally 9 or 8. I think I covered all the questions to the extent possible. And those questions will be of immense importance to every one of us as seekers, as aspirants walking along the spiritual path. I have got 10 more minutes. I shall try to wind up briefly all the remaining points which could not be covered in the last week, with your permission. My friends, this new year, help us to know exactly what enlightenment is. People think that enlightenment is a paradise. People dream of enlightenment as heaven. People think that enlightenment is a state of achievement. Let us be enlightened of this enlightenment. Let us get ourselves enlightened of this enlightenment. What is enlightenment? Or what you call samadhi, or what you say satori, or nirvana, all mean the same. What is enlightenment? Simple answer, my friends. We are enlightened already. We are the personification, the embodiment of enlightenment. It is not futuristic. Enlightenment is not going to happen in the year 2010. Enlightenment is not going to happen towards the end of the year 2009. Or it is going to be dawned all of a sudden on the coming Sunday. No, my friends, enlightenment. You are enlightenment. Enlightenment, your self is always enlightened. But what happens? Then if I am enlightenment, what am I to do? I repeat it again, what am I to do? The answer is, don't do. Don't do. Because it is very difficult to keep quiet. I was sharing this thought with my friends there, before you all assembled. The most difficult thing is not to do anything. At least you will be moving your fingers. At least you will be dreaming. At least you will be imagining. At least you will be grinding your teeth for no reason. At least you will be looking into the empty air where there is nothing. So most difficult thing is not to do anything. Very difficult thing is to be silent. More so in my case. A teacher can never be silent. So to remain silent is very difficult. What is enlightenment? That state of silence. That state of solitude. That state of aloneness. That state of thoughtlessness. That state of an empty mind. That state of no mind state. No mind state. Not never mind state. No mind state. Empty mind state. Thoughtless state. That supreme state of silence is enlightenment. As Bhagavan was telling the other day, the ocean is still, the sea is still quiet. But because of turbulence of waves near the shore, as the waves dash against each other, as waves clash against each other, touch the shore, there is disturbance, there is agitation, there is conflict, there is contradiction. But deep in the ocean, it is silent, it is serene, it is calm, it is quiet. That is the true state of mind. That is quiet, calm, silent, serene, solemn, spiritual. Diving deep into fathomless depths. That is enlightenment. So enlightenment is a state which is free from thought. The thoughtless state. May Bhagavan help us in this year. 2009, to reach that thoughtless state, that no-mind state of Satori or Samadhi or enlightenment, which is our birthright, of what we are. See, after a deep sleep, without any dirty, horrible dreams, after a very good sleep, when we are awake, we are joyful, full of smiles, vibrant, radiant, energetic, dynamic, because we had very good sleep. Because that is unconscious state of enlightenment. But if we experience that enlightenment right now, it becomes conscious enlightenment. That enlightenment during deep sleep is unconscious enlightenment. That enlightenment right now is conscious enlightenment, which is nothing but thoughtless state. That is the end or the purpose of meditation. The next, we are the disciples and we have our divine master. Master, people always say, oh master, oh divine master. Who is a master? Who is a disciple? Who is the master? Who is the disciple, my friends? First, are we disciples? No. We are only every day in the morning. In the evening, I don't follow. I have somebody to follow. Or I want another follower. So, even following is also optional. Even following is also preferential. Even following also given to choice. So, a student should become a follower, but that's not be all and all. A follower should become a disciple. A follower should become a disciple, that's the third stage. Who is a disciple? No option, nothing doing, you have to do it. Those who are working here, to your surprise, the stores or the studio or hospital or the trust or the canteen, do you know that they have no holiday? Do you know they have no Sunday? Do you know that they have no festival day when they can relax? Do you know they don't go home, they don't go back to their native places unless because of some emergency or pressing work there? Do you know all of them are retired people, many of them just working on an honorary basis? Why? That is the quality of a disciple. The quality of a disciple is not to have a personal agenda. I am eligible for 3 days casual leave every week, you know that? I am eligible for casual leave. I am eligible for vacation. I am eligible for promotion. It's high time that I be promoted. It's high time that I be put in the next pay scale. That is all followers. But a disciple has no option, has no preference. Not to question why, not to reason why, but to do and die. Not to question why, not to reason why. This is the disciplehood. All my brethren working different units here, they are all the disciples. What a sacrifice they have done. Unless you know them intimately, you cannot imagine. So, as a disciple, yes, no choice, no preference. Okay, where does it end up? Where does it take me? As a student, it will take me to a job later when I forget the subject. As a follower, it will take me to a place not to follow hereafter because I did not get anything by following you. As a disciple, what you get, what you do not get, out of question. Out of question. Supposing none of us are here, still lights are on. This light which is burning will not think, oh, why should I burn when the hall is empty? The light will not say that. When the hall is empty, why should I burn? It won't think like that. It has to do. That is its duty because it is a disciple. A disciple is unmindful of notice, recognition, reward, boon. The name to come in the press on the title sheet. They don't expect even a smile from Swami. Do you know that they don't sit there for any meeting? They don't sit there to witness any cultural program. Do you know that? Because they have got their own duties they are given to them. Disciple. So a disciple has no option, has no choice, has no preference, no expectations. Because that itself is enough of bliss. That itself is enough of happiness. He is a true disciple. Where does it take him? Look here. Here is a circle. The circle has got the center. It is the periphery and this is the center. Everyone has a center. Everyone has a periphery also. Because this is the periphery. I am not as vast as sky, thank God, as of now. We have got our own limits, right? So the center is the master, periphery is the disciple. Center is the master, periphery is the disciple. This disciple, periphery, things are the center, the master becomes the center himself. Disciple becomes the master himself. The periphery becomes the center itself. Because periphery means status, knowledge, dignity, respectability, eagerness. The center is your being, while periphery is becoming. Periphery, becoming is an achievement. Center, being is your reality, your own self. Therefore, my friends, the disciple, the periphery, looks at the center and becomes the center himself. There is no distinction between a master and a disciple at that state. The disciple and master are one and the same. The disciple will start looking at things from this master point of view. So long you remain there, yes, master looks at you. When once you look at the master, you are the master unto yourself. That's what Baba means. I am God and you are also God. And you are also God. That is, let us realize the master-disciple relationship. Disciple is becoming. Master is being. Master is our very being. Disciple is becoming. So let us become disciples from the state of students, followers, then disciples, such that we became a master. Next, I am a devotee. I am devoted to God. Devotee and God, I am devoted to God. A devotee continues to be a devotee so long that connection of devotion is there. Supposing I go on attending bhajans regularly, I go on attending service activities regularly, I continue devotee. I stop attending, nothing to do. I am a stranger to all the bhajans. Then what happens? Connection is cut off. But there is a connection that cannot be cut off. What is it? When Baba says, you are God, he never says you are a devotee. Am I right? He says you are God, he never said you are a devotee. He said you are God. So, from the point of devotee, let us travel to the point of experiencing God within ourselves. Then another point, I will give you, of course, I'm mindful of the time, I will wind up soon. Another point is this, I was very, very foolish. About 40 years ago, I went to one place to attend a wedding. Got down the bus there and called auto fellow. Alright, there's some marriage at this place. Wedding is to take place. And I have come here to attend the wedding. How much you charge? That fellow said about 20 rupees or so. Being clever enough, I said, oh, why? I'll give you 10. I thought I'm bargaining. Yeah, okay, sir. So he took me and dropped me. I attended the wedding. After the wedding, when I came out, I realized I was there only. That fellow took me for a ride and dropped me there, that's all. I was exactly at that point. Unnecessarily called other fellow, but he took me like that and dropped me. They know. Like that, my friends. We seek God. We are seekers, seeking God. But when once you understand you are God, seeker is the sought. S-O-U-G-H-T. Seeker is the sought. You don't need to seek anything. You are the sought. You are God. That is the 2009 aims and objectives. All the duality disappear. And we understand that we have come back home. We have not gone anywhere. We are back home to our own being, to our own heart, to our own divine master. May Bhagavan bless you. Thank you very much for being here this fine morning. I beg to be excused for extra time that I have taken because I want to give you a kind of full stop to this because it's an endless subject. Thank you. Sai Ram. Asato ma satyamaya tamaso ma jyotirgaya mrityorma amrutangamaya. जय बोलो भगवान श्री सच्चाई बाबा जी की जय बोलो भगवान श्री सच्चाई बाबा जी की. Thank you. God bless you.